Okay, and we're back. It's been quite some time since we made a video. A lot of things have happened since then. Kind of just now trying to revamp the YouTube, do a little bit of a better job of posting YouTube videos. So
we're gonna get into a Q&A, but we just want to do a quick life update because we haven't been on for so long.
And a lot of things have happened once again. I think the last video we did was like 4 months ago. So it's just a quick little recap, big recap.
I think the biggest thing that's changed in our life is we're getting married.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty big, if not the biggest thing.
Definitely the biggest thing. So.
In the last couple months after vacation, we just realized that being married was right for us. So, like everything, I feel like in our relationship, we did it backwards. We figured out, planning, venue, food, all before we were engaged. Then we got engaged, and now we're getting married in November.
We're about 2 months out, roughly. So there's that. Alex quit her job at 24 and is now fully at Self-Made, which is a big deal now that we're both just working for ourselves and working for each other. Neither of us are in corporate anymore, which is
it's a pretty big deal when you think about what you want to do for the rest of your life. If you want to be stuck, at a 9-to-5 job, or if you want to be your own boss. This was a big step for us, and definitely a big step for me, working since I was 18 till now, and now I don't have anyone to report to. I don't have to clock in or clock out, and it kind of just sets the tone for the rest of our life and what we want to do.
Definitely. And then last but not least, I guess we can mention it. I just hopped off Prep 2, my second national show. The best package, the best look we've brought on, and depending on how you look at it, we took third, so about a spot short of my pro card.
Still really, really good though.
Yeah, so December we took 8th at USA's, and 8 months later we took third, so we're right there knocking on the door, and we're gonna get it next time.
Next time.
Yeah. But okay, on to the Q&A.
Let's get into it.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so first question, favorite way to spend quality time together?
Ooh, this is a fun one. Boring answer or fun answer? I think one of my favorite things to do at home is to just not be on our phones, not be on the computer, just sit on the couch with the dogs and watch TV.
Seriously,
that's
watch our favorite show.
That's the boring answer.
I'm simple. For me, if we go out, on a dinner date, get some food, try a new food spot, have some good food, have a little bit of wine, maybe go catch a movie.
Yeah.
I'm boring too. So, and then go grab some dessert somewhere and then take it home.
Yeah.
That's usually my favorite way to spend it.
Yeah, I think so too. Mm-hmm.
To you guys, silly question, but I think actually I want to answer this. Do you guys even argue? Okay, let me take this one real quick. First, we argue. What couple doesn't? But and that's the biggest thing for me. I think it's actually detrimental to a relationship when you try to portray a perfect relationship on social media, or you try to make everyone think oh, everything's always going well in this household. Because for us, even though we are pretty much made for each other, we just connect on that level, there's still work to be done always. And I think going from just a relationship to now we're spending the rest of our life together with marriage, even so then you gotta just keep working on things, because it doesn't always work out the way you want it to be. So if you feel things are just if you just let things be versus being conscious and aware of how things are about how things are going, then you'll be in a much better place. Because like I said, it's just constantly working.
Yeah, we don't like argue a lot, but we like
Yeah.
bicker every now
To
and
answer
then.
the question, we don't like have big blow up fights or anything, but we do still bicker. Like we're getting to that old
Yeah.
couple vibe where it's just like
Aw.
little things she does annoys me, little things I do
Yeah, but
annoy her.
it's also being able to like openly talk about those kinds of things. Understand that like maybe someone had a rough day that day, so they're on edge, or you know, just like understanding like your surrounding environments. And so, yeah, I think he made a good point. Like, there's so many people out there who kind of just put out there like, oh, we're like the perfect couple and we don't argue and like there's no struggles. But no, we struggle daily, you know, with finding out how we're going to live our life, who we are, and what we want to do for the rest of our lives, things like that. And it's being able to struggle together
and just manage it.
Yeah, and manage and overcome together.
How do you handle prep life for the both of you? I know they say makes or breaks couples. How do you deal with each other during prep? You want to start?
Sure. I do think prep, I don't think it can like make or break you. I think it can just like challenge your relationship.
Oh no, I'll push back. I think we've heard stories of it breaking relationships.
Really?
Yes, for sure.
All right. Well, in our scenario, I don't think it's a make or break situation. I think it's more of a challenge, like thing that we have to overcome. But I think we work well during prep. We kind of learned how each other functions on prep and like what the other person needs during prep. And I think that's super important if you're going through that stage in a relationship with someone where someone's on a super strict diet or they're trying to achieve a goal. The other person needs to be patient and empathetic. And you need to realize that the other person is just going through it sometimes, and that not necessarily there's something going on with your relationship or there's something going on with yourself. You just have to put yourself in someone else's shoes and kind of figure out what they're going through and base your judgment off of that.
Right. To just kind of piggyback off what she said, you had to practice patience because the other person is going to be in tunnel mode vision, just working for the show, and you as the other person that's not in the show has to be able to just understand that and learn that it's going to be 80-20 on some days. Because for me, I need like we talked about before with the communication, I need more space versus like her being in my face 24/7 about everything, you know. And with her, she just has to be able to deal with that and be like, okay, there's nothing wrong with the relationship, there's nothing wrong with our situation, it's just that he's focused on this specific goal, and that's just how it is. And on my side, when she's talking about being empathizing, like yes, I'm working towards something, but I also have to understand I have a life, I have other things going around me, and I have to learn how to still deal and be there for them without taking away from what I'm doing. So it's a constant juggle, it's a constant battle, and that is why it's so tough for some people, because that balancing act is also not always going to be there. Because when I'm in prep, there's not a lot of balance. It's this and it's only this.
If you guys are firm in your relationship and you believe in what each other wants to do and each other's goals, and you completely support, then that selfishness is never going to get in the way. There's always going to be that, I support you 100%. I'm here for you. What can I do?
Right. Okay. So I hope that answers that. Next one. Let's see. Who shot their shot first?
I'm gonna say you.
It's always this is a very argumentative subject for the both of us. She always says it's me. I kind of
give me reason how it's me. Tell me. You can't. Okay.
It's probably me.
Sage asked me to work out first. Sage confessed his feeling first. And then after he did that, we became like a thing. So then I started to feel a certain way. So,
alright, so
definitely him.
I guess it's me. Next one. I feel like I can't go to the gym alone. How do I get over it and just do it without a plan or knowledge? Okay, so I'm gonna let her answer this one because this is from a female, and I know a lot of females struggle with just going to the gym alone and trying to do what they need to do. But the last part, you do need a plan, and you do need to have some knowledge, and that will help you get over the fear of going to the gym alone. But I'm gonna let you take this one away.
Yeah, I think that's a great starting point, is even if you don't know what to do when you go to the gym, or you're scared and intimidated by the machines and the people, I feel like going in and having a plan for yourself is super important, because it not only sets you up for success, but you're going in there knowing what to do versus going in there and like having no clue what to do.
And which will just intimidate you more.
Even more.
It's the guesswork that most people can't get over.
Yeah, so say for example, going in saying, I'm gonna go to the gym today and I'm gonna do legs. You don't have to have a specific, okay, this is exercise 1, this is exercise 2. Just go in there and know what you're gonna do and then attack it going from there. Over time, I feel like once you become more comfortable with your specific routine, like going in, I'm gonna do legs today, going in, I'm gonna do arms today, going in, I'm gonna do some cardio today. Once you kind of do that more and more and more, you're gonna start to realize that you're actually gonna be a little bit more comfortable with who you are, with the results that you're getting. You'll probably start to branch out a little bit more. I know when I first started working out, I was one of those girls that just kind of worked out in the group X room. I just put my earphones in, I went in there, I didn't talk to anyone. If someone tried to talk to me, I got super flustered and I wanted to leave. And so I would go in there and just do my simple exercises that I learned from YouTube. And once I started getting more comfortable with that, I started to ask more questions from other females who I thought were super badass or super sexy in the gym. And I would literally just ask them like, hey, what's that machine you're using? Or how do you do that exercise? And that's kind of slowly how my fitness evolved. And I feel like the more you're comfortable with your routine and what you're doing for yourself, the easier it's going to be to branch out and ask questions.
And just to go there alone, like you said, that's what you're asking. Like just to be in the, you'll just be comfortable and confident and not needing somebody to go with. Versus like, this is my routine. This is what I do. I go to the gym at 6 o'clock and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Who's the messier one?
I'm not messy. I'm just not as tidy as Sage. Sage is like borderline OCD.
I'm a little OCD.
He likes everything in a specific spot, like put away right away. And with me, I'll get to it when I get to it. It's not like it's not a priority. So I'll leave things out, not like bad, like laundry on the table, and then I'll put it away in a day or two, kind of a thing, you know?
Yeah, for me, I just need things in order because I feel like, especially when it's like my home, like an apartment or our apartment that we live in, like if that's in order, everything else in my life kind of feels in order. And when things are like cluttered, then my mind and everything else gets cluttered at the same time. Even if it's not the case, I'm just, like she said, a little bit OCD about things.
A lot of OCD, but it's okay.
But she's still the messy.
I'm messy, sure.
Advice for gaining self-confidence and talking to women inside and outside the gym. Okay, so this is a two-part question, and the second part, talking to women or girls at the gym, don't do it while you're working out, or don't do it while they're working out. If you see a girl with her headphones in, hat on, honestly, in my opinion, the worst thing you can do is go over there, tap on the shoulder and talk to them. They're working out, getting their grind on, and you should be honestly doing the same. Wait until they're on the way out, catch them before the workout if it's somebody that you really want to talk to. But I'm of the opinion that you shouldn't even be trying to hit on girls at the gym. But to each their own. The second part, advice for gaining self-confidence. I think self-confidence really comes internally. You gotta be able to stay true to yourself. Whatever your ethics, beliefs, work habits, all that, everything you stand for, if you're doing that and holding true to yourself when everybody's looking at you and when nobody's looking at you, then your confidence can stem from that because you know who you are and what you're about.
I think he said it. No, I think he said it perfectly. I don't know, I got advice for talking to girls. Just don't do it when they're in their set.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was spot on with the confidence thing. It just kind of shows when you're all about who you're all about.
Okay, next one. How do you guys share chores, finances, and stuff like that?
This is a good one.
You want me to go?
Yeah, you can go.
I mean, I think like for chores, I think, and this is something we've kind of had to work on too. Like, we do what the other person doesn't like to do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then financially, we've just gotten in the mode of like, your money is my money, it's our money. So we're already in that space where we don't have anything. We still have separate accounts and all that, but we kind of share everything.
For the finances, I think that was a big thing for me, because in the past I've had problems with relationships with finances. So I told myself coming into this relationship that I wasn't going to be like that, or that I wasn't going to repeat. So from the beginning, I had told him, and he was crazy for doing it, that I wanted to, like, once we moved in with each other, get a joint account to pay all of our bills. We still have our separate accounts that pay for, you know, whatever we need to.
But even there's like, she needs to get covered, I need to get covered. It's just like, it's
the
a back and
money's
forth.
there. Yeah. And I'm just gonna side note this, not every couple works this way. Like, I know couples that totally keep their money separate even when they're married. This is just the way it works for us.
Yeah.
And I feel like for it to work that way, you have to be open and you have to communicate about things and you have to be honest. And I feel like that's the only way finances would ever work with someone, is if you're open and honest, and it just kind of works for us.
Right. That's the best way to put it. Okay. What are your love languages?
You wanna go first?
I'll go first. So I guess I'm gonna guess hers. We also had to look over these just because
we forgot.
We didn't know all of them. Like, this is not how we do things.
Yeah.
But for sure, right as soon as I saw it, her two love languages are words of affirmation and touch. So just the way she wants to be loved is just like me letting her know through my words that I love her constantly, you know, and then giving her affection through, like, you know, kisses and hugs and just
touching my butt,
grab her butt, you know. So those are her two for sure, without a doubt.
Okay, his are acts of service and quality time. So he likes when I do things without like having to ask or without like notifying him. Basically, like, if the dogs need to be taken out, like, hey babe, did you take the dogs out today? Versus me just automatically taking the dogs out. So he likes when I do little things like that. He also likes spending quality time with each other, and not just like, you know, like being with each other, but actually being like present with each other. Like, we usually have full days and sometimes we don't see each other, you know, all the time, but when we're together, like, no phones, you know, catching up on our days, you know, actually figuring out like how that person was dealing with whatever that person was dealing with, and just being present with each other. He really appreciates that.
Because I mean, with our business and just like our life, we're on our phones all the time,
Constantly.
regardless.
Yeah.
Constantly. So it's just like those moments where we are together, just sitting together or just being together. It's just like, that's when you want to be in the moment. Next one. What is the biggest challenge you've overcome as a couple?
Ooh.
Or I'll take the lead on this one.
Okay.
I think, like we've said before, or when we know this about each other, we vibe and connect very well. We've taken steps in the right direction, and that's communication. Because we handle things in different ways. She is more so of the idea like that. She wants to get it handled right there and then, deal with it, be okay with it, so we can wash our hands and be good. I'm on the other hand of the mindset that I have to kind of process things a little bit, to kind of think about what I want to say and just deal with it on my own, and then bring it back to the table. And we've kind of worked over the years to the point where, like, we're still trying to find that middle ground, but I understand that, like, sometimes I have to be able to communicate with her on the spot how I'm feeling so that she's okay. And I think she's done the same too, where in some instances she's like, okay, let me give him his space to think and just be like, whatever, like we don't have to deal with it right now, but eventually we have to. So yeah.
I think that's definitely a good thing that we've kind of worked on in the past couple years. We don't argue much, so it doesn't happen very often, but when the times that we have argued a lot, or like, I don't know, you say big arguments, yeah, we've learned how to communicate properly.
Babies, when?
Tomorrow? Just kidding. Realistically, sorry to break everyone's heart, but we probably won't have kids for like another 2 or 3 years. That's just being realistic, because we want to travel. Sage needs to become pro. Financially, we need to be a little bit more set and sturdy. We want to be in a house where we can call our home, like officially, like buy a house. So we're just not there yet.
Yeah, so because, I mean, if it was my choice, I'd have a kid. I wouldn't mind having a kid right now, but I know that's like not the most ideal situation, because like she said, financially we want to be in a better place, so that when we do have a kid, like they're in a place where it's comfortable to raise them, or we're on the way to being comfortable to raise them. But it's definitely something we want.